Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Force here with some more StarCraft 2 commentary. Today we will be taking a look at a series between SKMC and Empire Violet. We're starting off on the map GSL Daybreak. Spawning over here in the lower left-hand spawn position, we have got our red Zerg player, Empire Violet. Let's get some tournament information going here. Violet took first place at the IEM Season 6 Global Challenge in Sao Paulo. Also took first place at the 2012 MLG Winter Qualifier Europe. His opponent over here in the upper right-hand spawn location, SK's MC, formerly known as OGS MC, took first place for the IEM Season 6 World Championship. He was number 1, besting Puma 3-2. He also took first place at the Home Story Cup number 4, and that was against Sound, winning 4-0 against him. A little bit of recent tournament information for both players. As I'm recording this, I actually haven't gotten my last series of videos up, but what I wanted to know from you guys is, would you like to see tournament information for the pro players and then just ladder information for the maybe just regular Masters and Grandmasters players, still strong but not winning tournaments? Or do you just want to see ladder information or just tournament information? And obviously that would only be where it applies, because if I'm casting a game with people who haven't really won a lot of tournaments, not really much to say about that. But again, that doesn't mean they're going to be bad games, because there are certainly many strong players that play in Masters and Grandmasters that just don't have a lot of tournament experience, or actually don't perform very well in tournaments. And that doesn't mean that they can't do well in the ladder, that they can't have good games. So, anywho, that's all I have to say about that. Let me know what you guys think about the opening dialogue and what you would like to hear about said players. Alright, Violet opening up pool first. He gets obviously spotted very early by MC. There are only 2 spawn locations on GSL's Daybreak, so MC obviously knew where Violet was, and the fact that he moved down so early with his probe is going to force Violet to go pool first. Now, I think he's thinking he can get a hatch down, but as we can see there, MC has decided to move down with that pylon. He lets it go through, and this will force a Violet to kill that off before he can drop his expansion. The other option is for him to just drop his first expansion right down over here in the 3rd position, but it does not appear like he's going to do that. We've got 4 lings just about to pop, and then he will be breaking down this pylon and dropping his hatchery at the natural as soon as he can. Look at that, pulling up the resources. So frustrating to deal with. Obviously, MC is now taking that 100 resource hit here. Ooh, gonna walk right by and move back into the main. He is checking for extractors and or roach warren. He just wants to see, alright, I delayed the expansion. Is he gonna try to 1-base push me? Something crazy like that? No, it is not happening. He's just gonna neander right on through. Ling's pulling forward, getting a couple shots off. He's gonna get it. Probe gets dropped. MC loses his probe for the sake of getting some extra scouting done. Violet moving into the main here with his Overlord. He is obviously getting a full scout. He knows about that wall off. He's quite certain of that expansion, although he hasn't checked it yet. There's really no question about that. You're not going to see a forge at the front of a Protoss player's base unless they're forge fast expanding in this matchup. Violet, without the gas, saves up those extra resources, decides to get a quick 3rd base here as he drops his 2nd expansion over here at the third position. Moving a queen right on down to that natural, or is he going to go straight for the 3rd with that? Now, that'd be really funny. No, he's not going to do that. He's going to sit at the natural with that one. Would like to see another queen in production as well sometime soon. But yes, Violet will be going very, very econ heavy early on in the game, getting a quick 3rd base. Ling's kind of spreading out. The whole purpose right now is to try to stop this from actually moving out, but manages to sneak on by, and he will be able to push towards the 3rd and scout it out. Violet obviously nowhere near that metabolic boost, will not be able to really catch up to that probe fast enough. He's going to get a shot off, but then you can see it slows him up. Just the moment it takes to actually send that attack through slows down the Ling momentarily and kind of stutters him back there, as you can see. So this allows for MC's probe to move on up and scout the 3rd. He's going to scout the natural. Let's see if he even tries to sneak his way into the main. Bunch of drones pulling on over towards that 3rd, going to be getting that nice and saturated early on, and MC decides to just head back right now. Coming out with the 2 extractors here in the main. We'll get those saturated right away, try to get that metabolic boost as soon as he gets that 100 Vespene. And MC should actually be able to make it back home nice and safe. We do have 1 spot here for him too, so he can just path right through there and get back to mining. Stalker pulls out, grabs the Ling at the front scouting, and might be able to get a couple more of these Lings here as well. They're going to have to pull all the way back home. Grabs the tower just to see in which direction they are moving, and then continues to pursue, decides to pull back though. He's instead going to move over here. Now, where exactly are we going here? Let's take a look. We got 3 more gateways coming through. A level 1 weapon upgrade, actually getting very close to finish. The probe will move up here, and I'm assuming he will be dropping a pylon somewhere. However, he's going to get scouted here by the Overlord. Yes, he does, and there it is. Violet scouts the probe moving up there, so now he will know to send some Lings up there to check and see what that probe was doing. Stalker tries to pull forward and harass a little bit. Lings will be slowing that up a bit. Probe getting ready for secondary scouting, as well as dropping a pylon. But here come the Lings, again with the Overlord. He was able to scout it out. There's the attempted pylon drop. He's just going to be forced to cancel that, really. No reason not to. There you go, cancels it. Gets 75 minerals back, ends up taking the 25 hit. Stalker going to pull forward again without that metabolic boost. Just going to continue to try to harass here. And MC doing a good job of keeping these units in the center of the map alive. 2 Zealots come in. That's a danger for all these Zerglings. Oh, Violet doesn't see it. I think he was paying attention to his Lings elsewhere. It looks like he was looking over here and ends up losing a ton of Zerglings here, as he just was not paying enough attention to them. He was looking at the other 2 batches of Lings here. Doing a good job of spreading his creep, although losing those Lings was rough. We do have a macro hatch coming through. Roach Warren is finished. A level 1 armor upgrade also being researched. Those gateways now finished, turned into warp gates. We've got 4 in play and 4 more coming through. With the level 1 weapon upgrade now finished, level 1 armor is coming through here for MC, and he's going to be going for a very, very strong gateway heavy push here with 1-1 upgrades. Overlord scouts the additional gateways. Oh, he knows it's coming now. No question about that. He saw the 3 up here. He knew about the 1 at the front, and then he saw these 4 coming through. So Violet now is fully aware. He's going to need to start coming out with some units to help deal with this, because there's going to be a very, very strong push coming here from MC. Now, it's not tech heavy, not at all. He doesn't have blink, he doesn't have charge, nothing like that. He just has a lot of gateways and 1-1 upgrades. It's going to be a very, very strong force. We'd like to see a couple spines get placed down. There's 2, plus a spore crawler coming out. Forward pylon. Of course, allowed to warp in forces. Oh no, force field wall. He's going to lose his roaches. Now he's forced to cancel the pylon, but my gosh. Roaches trying to kill off a few sentries before they get taken out. That was really awful there for Violet. Definitely not what he wanted to happen. Lings trying to pull on the backside and get rid of that pylon. They should be able to grab this. What are you doing, Lings? Kill this, please. It'd be great. I guess you don't care that much. And you're just going to kill half. You're just going to sacrifice half your Lings. You could have got this before. Violet, come on, man. You're killing me here. Big push coming out from MC. He's going to have a lot of warp gates here to continue to push forward. Drones already forced off the line. Bunch of roaches pulling forward as well. We got a lot of roach reinforcements. A couple of lanes coming out. Force field walls trying to cut back those forces, making so that they cannot engage here with MC. Force field wall dissipates. Roaches allowed to catch up a bit. Not a lot of energy left on those sentries. Enough for a few more force fields. There's also a lot of drones, but he's managed to slightly push this back. 10 workers killed so far for MC, but Violet still holding on here. He's got a fairly sizable force. He's going to continue to push against this. 22 Lings also coming out right now. As the Zealot numbers have dwindled, those Lings are going to be a lot more effective there against the Stalkers and Sentries. It's when there's a ton of Zealots that the Lings have a hard time. Continue to push forward, dealing with force fields as expected. The Sentry's still very low on energy. More Speedlings coming forward. 14 in production. Roach is doing what they can. They're trapped now. Zealot's allowed to catch up and dole out some significant damage, and the Roaches get torn through. And MC looks to be in a very strong spot right now, trying to avoid those Zealots and hit the Stalkers and Sentries. However, not able to do too much damage with that. MC's being relentless, and he is going to drop this expansion. Violet cannot defend it any longer. Gets taken out. Adios. MC will continue to push on up into the natural. I'm really concerned for Violet right now. I do not think that he has got enough to deal with this. So many Zealots, a bunch of Stalkers, and a tremendous amount of Sentries as well. Oh my gosh, that's 12 Sentries. 12 Sentries, 14 Zealots. And 5 Stalkers here for MC. Last ditch effort as he tries to pull up with that Zergling surround. Force field wall prevents that. Drones allowed to get up close. However, they get worked through very quickly. 1 Zealot there, plus all those other forces. That force field wall proves to be very detrimental there for Violet. He can just not get a bulk of his forces up to actually engage those Sentries and the Stalkers, and obviously the Zealots have no problem with it. Violet says, good game, well played. Game number 1 goes to MC. MC wins this game with a 2-base 8-gate push, moving out with 1/1 upgrades, Sentry Heavy, and then supported with Stalkers and a tremendous amount of Zealots, with beautiful force field walls and just the sheer amount of force that 8 gateways with 1/1 upgrades are able to produce. Was able to overwhelm his opponent Violet, take out the third, push on the natural, kill the rest of his forces, and force the GG. Alright guys, that was game number 1 here in the series between MC and Violet. We'll be moving on to game 2 in just a moment. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, keep and keep owning.